At last.
The king's back and the throne's mine. The future's here and it's my time. Straight shot, going for the head with it. Take his head off and say that I did it. Good riddance. Say hi to the bad guy, I'm back in business. If you took what's mine, I'm back to get it. There's nothing you can do, I'm back with vengeance. Now turn me loose. Now turn me loose.
At last.
The king's back and the throne's mine. The future's here and it's my time. Straight shot, going for the head with it. Take his head off and say that I did it. Good riddance. Say hi to the bad guy, I'm back in business. If you took what's mine, I'm back to get it. There's nothing you can do, I'm back with vengeance. Now turn me loose. Now turn me loose.
At last.
The king's back and the throne's mine. The future's here and it's my time. Straight shot, going for the head with it. Take his head off and say that I did it. Good riddance. Say hi to the bad guy, I'm back in business. If you took what's mine, I'm back to get it. There's nothing you can do, I'm back with vengeance. Now turn me loose. Now turn me loose.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And just representing for the Grey Pill Podcast. I had to play around with a whole new setup, so let me know if the mic, well, excuse me, if the audio is good. Taylor May, appreciate you. Thank you for coming on through. I appreciate that. I work very, very hard for my subscribers. Sincere, how are you doing, lady? I'm dropping links, so you're more than welcome to come up, Sincere and chill. It's gonna be like a little chill conversation. The topic gonna be about gullible society. So let me know, Sincere. You're more than welcome to come up, lady. You might have to navigate the boys because a few more people going to be coming on through. Who we got up here? Oh, Trash Can Waves. Hey, what's going on, Trash Can? I be checking out your TikToks a lot, man. So I appreciate what you be doing over there. I know you kind of cut back from the YouTube game, so but I appreciate what you're doing over there, and it's very creative. I hope you are a subscriber here at the Grey Pill Podcast. Cankle, my man. Hey, I'm dropping the link right now, Cankle. Waiting on for a few others. So you, LT, there you go. Angry's coming through. So everybody that's pretty much from Angela's side and Sincere, you're more than welcome. You can hop on up. I'm asking for the people I do know, so you don't have to, but the people that are, cammed up is preferred, but we're not asking you or mandatory to do that. All right, so this link is for Sincere, for LTTV, Angry Man. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm saying that. My bad, bro. Angry Ginger. I'm just gonna say Ginger. Cankle, Baby Jack. If Baby Jack can out in space, it's for him, so we can have this conversation. I actually had like a little topic before I was gonna do this. I think for the current Tuesday, so this kind of just like it worked out really well for me. For the new guys coming up in here, we have, hey, what's going on, man? Hey, look around a little bit, make sure, no water and clutter all over the place, shout out to you, sir.
You said angry man. I heard angry man. I'm like, oh,
I know, I'm apologizing to him. I'm apologizing to him. You're new here, so go ahead, break you in. The rules here, no profanity, so you got to go ahead, bring it down a little bit.
For me. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be very difficult.
We got you, LT. It's fine. You know what? We got a gray pill swear jar for you, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the Cash App in a private chat. They know who they are from last time when they was saying some things. One person bring up now, he kind of owe me, but he don't owe me. So we're gonna have the grace of God. I hope it comes out his pocket. You know how they do with the church. If he feels good to do it, we're not gonna make him enforce him, but we always welcome into the congregation.
That jar is collecting dust. It's not gonna see nothing from me. I'll be careful with my words.
Dude, I owe Grey Pill like $20 from the last Easy 20. Easy.
Yeah. I have to make since we're live now, I was gonna do it for Tuesday, but I'm making Dame the sponsor of the show because he was like, hey, because he knew what he did wrong, and he's man up to correct his mistakes. So I appreciate him. Anyway, Cankle man, appreciate you, man. First time cherry pop. I like the setup you got in the background. Appreciate you.
Bedroom setup. It's all fake. It's all fake. It's just a studio. It's not actually my disgustingly messy bedroom. I don't actually have ADHD. This is just a persona. Thanks for having me, though. Appreciate it.
No problem, man. And shout out to you, Just Jay. It's gonna be a good conversation. We had pretty much left it off from Angela. I actually really want Baby Jack because I like his personality, man. Like I feel like I want to take him on my wing too. But it might be frustrating. But I feel like I work with him.
The Big Brother program.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to you, brother Jumbie. Nah, it wasn't you, man. We're just going by having flashback from last time. So you the sponsor last show. I'm gonna make Dane the sponsor of this show. Sincere, appreciate you. Yeah, anytime the link is already there for you. Sincere, you already know what it is. So get your little your tea, whatever you got to do over that, and you're more than welcome to come over here and jump on for the conversation. Don't be shy. I'm gonna give you that protection from the men to get that protection. So okay, we'll get the conversation started. Is Jack is in the Discord, right? Yeah, he's in Discord. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the topic is pretty much about Gullible Society. I think that's for the vibes I was getting from a lot of stuff what people were saying. Like I feel like people just tear into just anything that's posted on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. People just go ahead and listen to it. I want to play a clip though. I'm praying YouTube don't do this to me because this video is like 11 years old. 11 years old. This is when I was in the game. I was a hardcore gamer. Somebody was, how they do we didn't have Discord then. We had what they call it, community websites where one individual actually create something for the community for the game, and we would just go there and just like do all that venting or raging or just talking about stuff. There he is. What's going on, Jack? Appreciate you, man.
Hello.
I'm gonna nickname you Baby Jack, man. I feel like you like my little brother from nowhere.
See, matter of fact, I dropped this up for you because I like you, Grey Pill. I like you.
I appreciate it, man. You remind like I know a lot, bro. Like listen to you more and more, and the fact you have the name Jack. I was a camp counselor my 12th year of high school, bro, and there was this kid named Jack. He could not saying you was that you wasn't doing it, but he would just curse his butt off, and he was just so hyper, just all over the place. And I remember one time he was just walking, and it was like a part of I guess it was like muddy water. His boot got stuck in there. He couldn't get his foot out because it was like holding him in there. And he's like, "Oh my God, Cap! Oh my God!" He just all over the place. Like, Jack, calm down. He was just cursing like no tomorrow. But yeah. you remind me of him a little bit. So I appreciate.
Yeah, I'm actually not really like that too much. Like I saw a comment. Like I am kind of like on edge. Like that is kind of like how my temperament is. Like, but Like in person, I'm not really like that super hyper loud person unless it gets to topics. Like unless we start like debating things, because I just I love debating things. It's just like what I like to do.
Well, I'm actually learning that now as far as the debating skills. So I'm building that up more. I think my strength is right now is like I'm big on like the moderating type deal.
Yeah.
I like to moderate conversations. I feel like my strength, like I feel like I'm a really good listener versus like the conversations. Like I'll pick up something, and I think I'm a little bit more like Angela's thing. Like I don't like to do a long stroke. That will actually trigger me. People long stroke an answer. Like I have shout out to Dio saying it's like, man, I really don't agree to everything, but respectfully, we have a lot of discord. But if he long stroke an answer, anybody on the panel, I'm like, yo, you got to get to the point, man.
I try because like I feel like anyone who like does like the like argumentative stuff gets caught in that. Like it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard, especially online. People want the quicker answer. Like that's what it is. Like for me, like coming like I did debate stuff like when I was in school, and like you get to kind of do that long form stuff. So it's not like I feel like that's where a lot of these types of people are coming from. So it's not necessarily easy to transition.
Yeah. I get it, but if it's like a few, if it's for me, just I'm talking about this content creator panelist. If it's like a few people, fine, knock yourself out, get all the airtime you want to. But if it's like this a little bit, if it's more than this, then it's like okay, 2 minutes or less. Let's get next person because something you might say. CankleMore might run a rebuttal against you, and then somebody else like might agree. Then it's like okay, and it's an open Discord like that. So, but go ahead, LT.
Great. You were on the panel when Cavi called in, the Harvard grad, right? He was talking for minutes at a time whenever he was trying to debate. And there is definitely, because you guys were talking about the difference between being in debate school opposed to like being on YouTube. There is a fundamental difference between the way you make your argument on YouTube opposed to the way you make your debate in school. So it's like you got to land the plane as soon as possible,
100%.
as little words as possible, and get straight to the point. Cut through all the fat, pretty much.
Yeah, because it's like to me, I think that's a weakness too. Because if you drag on, if it's an actual debate, because I've seen, and it's sad too because. Yeah, a lot of these panels I see this. Oh, we're debating. It's a debate. I'm like, bro, you're not debating. You're just arguing your point back and forth. Like a actual debate, like Jack explained, that's an actual debate. Like, hey, here's the 3 main topics. What I agree, disagree with. Heck, the real debater is like, yo, man, Angry Ginger might agree on something, but you know what? Let me just make a curveball out of it to see where I can land the plane that have you agree to my disagreement. Those are some real good debaters. Those are the ones I like.
Well, in high school and college too, isn't it? It's like you have like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, it depends. Like it depends where you're at.
When you're on YouTube, like a minute and a half seems like
it's
a long
so
time.
long.
Like if a person's going for a minute and a half, and what I think a lot of people don't understand is when people are talking and they don't quite know they know they have a point, but they haven't gotten there yet. They're generally like sounding out their argument as they're talking. And so that takes a really long time because a lot of people aren't doing research before they get on these shows, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So
what happens
literally coming up with their argument as they're talking.
That too. It's gish galloping. Yeah. Like you're just kind of throwing so much shit that it's like I don't know what to
overwhelm
respond
your
to.
Opponent.
Yeah, that's why you'll see like even like on Angela, like I try to like bring it back to one thing because like it'll sound like you're kind of going in a loop sometimes, but it's kind of like there is nuanced points being made sometimes, and like some people miss it, some don't, and it's just like it's shitty. That's kind of what happens on the internet. So like you lose points, and what happens is like you're not at a podium, but like you really do get that podium feel. Like you're in like your camera, and like you're kind of just like it feels like a podium. That's what happens.
Yeah, it's fair sometimes. It's like you have the argument, you're just kind of working out your articulation of it, and it's all on the spot. So.
Exactly. Like you're working with different people. Yeah. Sometimes you're working with different people and it's like different points are going to hit differently. Like you're going to have to ask the question in like this nuanced way for them to see your point. And like it sucks when people like when you never make the point. Like that happens sometimes. It sucks. Like and then
you hear me ask for clarification a lot because I like to understand what exactly the person is trying to say, and just so everybody knows too, when I'm here, I'm generally looking to like learn stuff. I think I've learned a lot over my life, but obviously there's always more to learn. And I grew up with almost no education, so everything that I learned through talking to people. I had a podcast called Let's Talk About, and it was education through conversation. It was like the whole idea was to sit down with people that knew something that I didn't know, and there's lots of people that had that. So if I want to talk to somebody about astrology, or I'm sorry, yeah, astronomy, not astrology, astronomy. I want to hear from somebody that knows a lot about it, and so I ask questions a lot because I want clarification on stuff. So a lot of times I'll stop people because there's a potential that I'm gonna say something that is not on subject because I don't understand the question.
Yeah.
Okay. Kanko, do you have a channel, bro?
Yeah,
He does.
I stream just CankleMore on everything. I didn't have to put any numbers. Nobody has this insane name.
Okay. Do you want to
Good name.
explain a little bit what's the channel about?
It's not really about anything. I just kind of stream a little bit. I game a little bit, not all the time. I write questions for Kick or Keep. Destiny show.
Really?
Yeah,
nice.
I just got that
Gig.
job. Yeah. It's fun. I offered.
That's very cool.
I like doing it.
My offers get ignored. He doesn't.
I got lucky.
Maybe
Maybe
mine too, Jack.
I
Too.
cap lock in my emails a little bit though. That does happen. So like,
hit up the co-host. That's what I did.
Karantos?
Yep, that's what I did. I hit up Karantos.
Is
I
that
said I had an
Instagram, his
idea
actual
for a theme.
Instagram?
The not Karantos. Yes.
No. Oh, it's not Karantos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how I did
not
Alex play.
say that.
That's how I did Alex playing with fire. Like I was a panelist like years ago on Dukes, and then Alex was over there for a hot minute, and I pretty much just was on his channel, like in a chat a little bit. Then I thought I found his Instagram. I mostly was actually talking to his I think it's like his partner, whatever, behind the scenes. And then I just kept DMing him a lot, like, hey, I think I know some chicks that can come. I was actually planning to come to Miami. I said, yeah, I got some chicks that come your way. And then somehow we just slowly start building a relationship for there. So, but it started through him, behind the scenes, through him to Alex, and that was it. But networking is fun, though. Fun.
And once it starts, it's just fucking rolling.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that people like either that I don't like or like, and I'm like, I see you. You're over there. Okay. You don't know who I know. Yes.
Well, I was watching like a video, cause like I just like perpetually watch YouTube. Like it's my background noise, and like
same.
Like I saw you with Destiny on a panel. I was like up with Grey Pill, and I was like, oh, the boy. Like I was like, he's there. Like he's on a panel with Destiny.
No, I ain't gonna lie. That was like my geek highlight moment. I've seen him a few times on other places. Yeah, I thought it was too. But it sucked for me because I was working that day. And then when they went on, I was like, geez, I don't have the setup. I don't have the camera. I want to show my face real quick. And I think my pet peeve was I wanted to respond to something he said when Lauren De Laguna was on there. And I sent a super chat pretty much trolling or just like antagonizing Janelle Gordon, the so-called the new red pill guru Grifter. And I just like, she's not, I'm like on her, I'm like, she is not gonna come up like Pearl. Ain't no way she's gonna come back up like Pearl. And I just kept sending super chats. And then Alex read it, and then Destiny read it. He's like, oh my God, what is a great pill? Is this a saucer, a flying saucer? I'm like, what the crap? And I said, so that was my first question to ask him. So when I was on there with him, like, no, I'm not a flying saucer, sir.
Man, that Janelle video with Destiny that they just put up with the dude that Tony T or whatever, that is seriously the best 2 hours of YouTube I've watched.
It was. I'm so reacting to that. I'm so
I
going to
have
react to that.
seen movies that are less entertaining than that shit. That was top notch, man.
Wait, I'm sorry. I had my volume down. What did you guys say? What was top notch?
The Janelle Gordon thing on Destiny stream
with Tony T.
They just posted the video. Yeah, that was
like insanely
hilarious,
entertaining. Like literally, most of that stuff I pull on for like.
This happened like a couple days ago.
Minutes. I watched the whole thing.
I was watching it live, and I was at work driving my forklift. Just jaw hit my chest. I was like, oh my God. I just love like internally raging at some of the stupidity of some people online. That's like,
don't we all?
It's so great, you know? You just love to hate people.
What kills me with her is like what kills me with her is like just to, like I don't know if she believes the stuff she says, but it's like when she started doing that hand motion, like stop lying. You just giving up, you're giving off the red signals, the flags all over the place, and then for you to actually set up the debate with Alex for Destiny again, then you decide to put on the dude on there to try to use him. Yeah, you try to use him.
And the dude just wrecked her the whole time.
No,
It really flipped the reversed on us. Like,
He's
really?
like, Janelle, stop. I'm your friend, but you're wrong.
When out of nowhere at the end, where she was just like, "Well, you have a micro penis and you let your wife get fucked." I was like, and you're saying he's being childish? What are you talking about?
Hey, LT, she used the race card like multiple. Yeah, she used the race card multiple times against Destiny.
I was like, who is this woman's audience?
I love Alex.
It's like, y'all white people, y'all just doing this, and he was like, "What?" He's like, "I'm the moderator. I'm not saying anything, Janelle. I'm just the moderator."
Anything. And she go, okay. I'm not talking about Alex. The 3 white men.
One of them was a ghost behind Destiny.
Yeah, apparently. That shit was entertaining, though. That's like top-notch stuff right there.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. But it's pretty much the original one on Alex, and then he did the edited version because he was like trying to tell her, like, because the guy was literally asking, like, hey, what really started up the whole conversation for the debate? And Destiny pretty much summed it up, and she's like, no, that wasn't it. And he was like, yes, it was. Like, no, it wasn't. So on his end, he actually brought the whole words play by play, and then went back to the conference like, you gotta stop. You mess with the wrong people.
Man, I gotta see this, man. I have to see this now.
I'll tell you, it was good, man.
And that's what it is that's why Destiny does so well. So many people, like, I mean, it's YouTube, right? So it's like kind of farm league. You're just kind of hopping on. You're having a good time. You're debating some people. It doesn't seem like that, like you're doing that much. But Destiny obviously takes it very seriously. And when you go up against a person that's literally fucking wrote like an outline for a debate, and you did no research, you're just not going to do well, And Janelle, obviously, she's kind of a grifter.
Yeah, she's lightweight. I'm not even a debater. Like, it was her before. It was her. Like, I was like, I know I can have a debate with Pearly Things, and then after Pearly Things, it was like Real Femme Sapien, because like between them two, it was like almost a little bit 10, 11 months ago. I had like 200 subscribers. They would literally just troll my comment sections, and I was like, this is crazy. And then so now she's like on this, and I'm talking about Allie. So now Allie's on this whole like I don't know nobody type deal since Pearly Thing got outed with the whole Nick Fuentes interview. So now she just stand low behind the radar. Like I don't never see her. Like she was on Real Femme Sapien.
Real Femme, let me see.
Yeah, I don't think I know her. I'm new to all this, to be honest.
She's Pearl's little bestie, but at the same time, she's
nice. Like I feel like I don't know.
I think she got nice intent, but I feel like this is me. I'm calling out. This is me personally. I feel like she joined the red pill grift and didn't know what she was getting herself into. I think that was a problem for her. But before that, when Pearl sucked her into the interview, the stuff she was saying she came off as an opportunist, because her words, she said, hey, I was in the army with my husband for years, and I got remarried to our supervisor at that time that was serving us. And I'm like, what? Now, before all that was transpiring in the conversation, everybody's like, I smell it. It's coming. The opportunity. And then so a year moving forward, when here we already know that person, Zesty TV, he did a whole dive on her, and then she decided to jump on that toxic panel. I'm like, you had a better chance with me. I'm like lightweight. I would have a casual conversation with you. It'd have been just light and fluffy. It'd have been and good back and forth. Would have moved on, but you went to a person that literally would just throw so much cannon fodder at you, and now you just look around like I don't know what's going on.
So Gray, I gotta ask you, how do you feel about like the whole demonetizing, deplatforming type things that are going on?
If we're talking about, all right, LT, I got you, man. Yeah, let me answer this question real quick. Brother Jumbie, the platform is open, paddle, man. You're more than welcome. We have like 2 mods up there, so I need somebody to do a little bit of work. I'll make you a mod too. But if we're talking about Fresh and Fit, I personally don't care. Like, I've been following them for like a long time, for years. I did a reaction to them before. That's pretty much my stance on it. Like, it's like they was so unaware that this was coming or happening to them. A lot of stuff they did. I remember the time where I don't really care too much about the beef between him and Abba, because that was just like that's their thing because it was just words. But I literally witnessed them just dox one woman that was like has nothing to do with really YouTube and all this little stuff. She went by the name of Anna Quinn. All of her business and anything else was like within media. And he got butthurt because she turned him down and she just pretty much didn't want to give him the time and day that he wanted. And the only reason she was going up there for because a mutual friend of theirs was like, hey, I know somebody come on the platform. And she said, okay, I don't know him. But when she did look into him, she's like, okay, the stuff he was saying was like so egregious. Like, oh, okay, maybe I can come up there and just, teach him something. That was really her words. So when she reached out contact to him, heard the DM conversation, his instant response was like, hey, just let you know if you come over here, I'm not going to sleep with you. She's like, I didn't know we were going to sleep with you. I didn't know that was an option. And that's when he proposed himself to her. She's like, oh, it's like disgusting. So she actually saved the whole conversation on Instagram, but she crossed his name out and like the little image of him.
Hold on, is he only like muffled for you guys?
Yeah,
you're a little muffled.
What about now?
Good.
That's better.
All right, thank you. So when that happened, it was like she took the conversation they had, posted up on her Instagram story, crossed out his name and his image, and somehow he took a whole offense to it because it's only him and her knew the conversation was between them two. So he was on his end of the platform with the roommates. They pretty much like, hey, who you gonna talk? You gonna tell us who it is? And then him and Fresh like, yeah, it's Anna Quinn. Y'all can go there and attack her. And then from there, which the numbers that Fresh and Fit has for just thousands of thousands, like in her Instagram DMs, found her local businesses, harassing them. And
is that why they were demonetized?
That wasn't why, but adding up from the shenanigans they do to the women fighting to the gunshot, so one girl pulling out a weapon in her podcast. Again, this is a house. It's not a studio now. So all the stuff collected going on their business, on their platform, and the Nick Fuentes.
Hold on now.
Okay. And they won't actually tell you why you got demonetized.
They don't actually tell you.
I've been banned, and they don't actually tell you.
But you could usually like concur from like the strikes and things like that.
That's how I got my channel back. Right? Was I showed? I watched enough videos that were like, go to them, tell them that you think you know why, and I mean, my personal opinion of like some of the things that I was saying, I was like, oh, okay, that's probably what it was. And even when I got it reinstated, they didn't say, yeah, you were right or anything. Like I tried. I was like, could you just tell me? Like, so that way I don't like repeat the action.
They'll never do that. I mean,
anyway. So
yeah, if you're familiar, like I feel like the best example of this is Steven Crowder. Like they are like, at least were like a really large podcast on YouTube before like they made the jump to like Rumble. They had like a whole team kind of surrounding, making sure they followed TOS, and YouTube was like manipulating TOS to like fuck with them. That's what YouTube does. Like they mess with people.
And my thing with Fresh and Fit is, I actually thought it was crazy that they only got demonetized. I mean, like I said, I got the platform, so I got banned. So my opinion on that, just as a person who runs a business, is that if they were doing things against terms of service and they were aware that they were doing those things, then I don't have a lot of pity for them as far as like the fact that they got demonetized. I think that they should be really happy that they didn't get banned outright. That's my personal opinion, because like I said, like if you work for me, like I actually have this conversation with every new person that starts there. I'm like, no politics, no religion on the floor. Like I work in a place where that kind of stuff gets mentioned a lot. And I'm like, when you're out there, I'm like, none of that, man. I'm like, because there's a certain, you have to present an image for the store, whether you want to or not, myself included. And I'm probably the worst one, to be honest with you, because I'm very opinionated and I have a little bit of a ghetto attitude every once in a while. And as Grey Pill said, I curse a bit and have to pay for the jar. But like I make sure that everybody knows that. I go, this is your safe space. Come back here. Somebody's pissing you off. Come back and talk to me about it. Like come yell at me. But like we don't go out there, because if you do, I gotta fire you. Like I hate fire. I don't like firing people I don't like. So I'm like, don't, just do me the favor, stay on the right side of the line, and then I never have to do anything about it.
I agree.
So, I get that, but I think it's it's a little different when we start talking about YouTube. YouTube's not like a factory where we're going down to the floor and it's like the boys are working. And if, we start debating whether you should unionize or not unionize or this abortion or whatever various topic, and it hurts production, that's a different thing. I think when we're talking about YouTube or like Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, a lot of people try to give them like the grace, like their platforms, but they are publishers. They make it very clear what their opinions are on things. And because of this, I don't think that they're really platforms per se. And I think that means they shouldn't be allowed to like kind of dictate like this. You understand?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. That's what the legislature and stuff like that wants to determine, right?
Yeah.
Like that's why it's going in front of Congress and stuff. I think as it stands now is I try to work off of facts, just like what is for now. If Congress goes through and changes the rules, then then I'm gonna go with the other side, right? Like I'm gonna go with hey, they said.
I think it's a dangerous way to live.
What's
I'll
that?
tell you why. I think it's a dangerous way to live because if that was the case, we'd be like, well, like why go to work? Like why go into Europe and help Europe fight the Nazis? Why break up this monopoly that's dictating like steel or oil prices in the U.S.
Yeah, but that's like a government slash. Yeah, but that's more like a.
I would say I would have a much more nuanced and researched opinion on that if that was the case. Like, right? Like if you were to ask me, like, do I support the Ukraine-Russia thing? Right? Like, I'd want to like have a lot of research on that. I'd want to like really look into it pretty strongly before I ever had an opinion on it. But I hear what you're saying. But like we were saying in the last one, I try not to live on the slippery slope. I try not to live there because I think there's a lot of good things in life that I miss when I'm constantly living in this kind of like ideal of the next thing pushes us over the edge. And I've been there. Like I grew up in a really bad place. So like, I lived a life of like constantly being like paranoid and worried about stuff. And I just don't want to live that life anymore. But at the same time, I also don't discount that there's things that's going on that you have to like be aware of. Right. So if like where YouTube is now, I don't feel is quite a slippery slope. Because we're still looking into it. Congress is still talking about it. People are still talking. You're talking about it. I mean, we're allowed to be on this platform right now discussing it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I look at is like if they had came on here and like banned us right now, like like you guys are
pretty obvious.
I think
but we know that the multi-billion-dollar company is a little smarter than that. Like if they did that, it would be like, yeah, YouTubers censoring people.
Yeah. I do think they censor some people, to be completely honest, because that's like I said, it's a business. So I do think that they have their reasons for censoring people that they do not want to be platformed on their service. If they were to, like I said, if Congress were to pass legislation that said, look, if you want to run a company like that, you don't get to decide, then that's where I would side with this. But where it lands now, I mean, being a person that works in a business, like I said, I can't say that YouTube should just let me say anything I want as much as I want to. Even when I got banned, I was like, oh man, like, what did I do? And look, I get loud, I get opinionated, and I figured, I was like, damn, I said something, didn't I? I said something, and I'm like,
wrong mindset.
And my point of view in that is just that if they're my business, if they're paying me to do something, very little, they pay me very little. But if they are, they do get a say in what I can or cannot do on their platform.
Yeah. And that's the issue. So like we're using that word platform. They're not a platform. They have established ideas. Like it's more like it would be like
aren't they a private business? Aren't they a private business?
Yeah, but I think a lot of the things they do are subsidized, so it's like iffy. Like they have subsidized, like I believe, like data sites, shit like that. Like it's not like that clear.
What would be the difference between like a platform and like a public square? Like is that like, or is a platform supposed to be a public square?
The platform is supposed to be a public square. So like, yeah, like you would have
understanding of definitions.
Yeah, so basically, like a publisher, you're gonna be like putting out like an established idea, and you're gonna be like the New York Times is a publisher, like, and we know they put out articles and different things like that, and like they have like special like privileges because of that. So like, and then there's the like social media companies are kind of like operating under this like.
Hold on. Let's hold it right there because like This is where I think, like, at this point we're splitting hairs, because if we're saying the New York Times, remember, we got people that's got a set pay for what they're doing with inside that. YouTube is technically a free platform unless you join the partnership program. So once you join the partnership program, these are rules. Follow them.
Yeah, but they're not necessarily rules. That's the issue. And they
Okay.
are one, ever morphing, not ever being, and it's not always being agreed to. So for example, like Steven Crowder is literally the best example, because we can go to people like Nick Fuentes, Alex Jones, and you're gonna be able to point and be like, well, like he said this or he said this, and we'll be like, oh, that's kind of a call to action, or it's this, and we get iffy on the legal side. Steven Crowder, it's very clear, like they've changed rules to account for what he's doing on his show, so they could remove him and strike him and things like that.
So would it be fair to say they did the same thing for Fresh and Fit? Because technically,
yes,
I don't know if
that's
you've
a
seen,
problem.
Yeah, because they gave them a lot of passes over a year ago. For example, they struck multiple channels. Lead attorney was one of them, and he's a 20-year lawyer. Like, who you trying to play games with? And then it was
lead attorney.
Yeah, they struck his channel. That was the bestest stream I seen.
Are we talking about Fresh and Fit striking people?
Yeah. So that's a perfect example right there. That channel should have just been done.
Yeah, it should have.
Like done.
That was a bad idea on their part.
Honestly,
that was a $2 lawyer. Like, that was crazy.
Once they did that, they lost me, because I'm a free speech absolutist. So
I can actually agree with you.
Do something like that. That's like, but it's. The issue is like YouTube. None of the thing they were doing was really against like TOS, and that's that's a YouTube problem. YouTube has shitty copyright policy.
I agree with that.
People can manipulate and abuse.
They have
they
have the process is very difficult and obviously can be used for like nefarious means. I think what you're saying about like the rules, what you're saying is like they're ambiguous, right? Like the wording is intentionally left really loose so that way they can enforce it the way they want to. I can agree with that.
But not just that, they actually have added things to like manipulate. Like I can't remember, it's 5 years ago when they were doing these
they still add things. They still
do this all the time. 10 years ago, there's words that we could say on this that there's literally words like when we talk about like the transgender community and different things like that we used to be able to say 10 years ago that YouTube doesn't let us say anymore. It's like, or like I'll make a comment that has a curse word in it and I'm getting banned. That's absurd.
Yeah. Do you think some of that's from pushback though, like from the people that consume their content?
No, the pushback is from corporations, and that's a problem.
Are those people the advertisers?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's like, once again, like I said, if I carry a product from a certain person and somebody that's on my staff, says that they're anti-trans, and that person comes in and goes, I don't want you to carry my product anymore, and that product sells really well for me.
Do you know what you say?
I'm going to fire that employee.
The reality is, no. The reality is they should have said tough, and it doesn't matter because this is what it is. This is the platform. And they should have done what they did do, which is like, listen, we won't put like, and even then, I don't even like this because even this is like demonetizing and things like that. But it's like, yeah, all right, we won't put this. All right, we won't put a Pepsi ad on this channel. Okay, no problem. Like whatever. But even then, I have a problem with that. Yeah, and I think if we came out, and I think if we came out stronger and we didn't just fold to mega corporations, because that's what these are. It's not like this is like a small like mom and pop shop that's saying they hurt my feelings. They hurt my trans daughter's feelings. Please, like, strike that channel. No, it's Pepsi saying like, yeah, this goes against our marketing campaign. So, and it hurts our ESG score to advertise with you because George Soros said so. And that's absurd.
I hear what you're saying from an absolution.
It's not American.
Like a free speech absolutionist, obviously, you're going to have that side of the argument. And then my side of the argument is always going to be that, like, I'm big on like business, and I want to see that people are, like, even though Pepsi's a huge company, they employ like regular people, right? Like they employ just your normal everyday person, and if their profits are affected, people like them fire a lot of people, so I can understand like the free speech portion of that, but I can also understand like, what's that?
Like Anheuser-Busch. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem. Like, listen, I don't like boycotts. Boycotts are bad. They're bad for the American economy. They're bad for American society. And it's realistically, it helps our enemies. It doesn't help America.
Oh, 100%.
So like when
what
people start boycotting Target, I don't start boycotting Target because they're selling strange things. But like, and it should be the same thing on the left, and we don't get that from the left. The issue is now we're having people who are like, they're bitching and moaning because, oh, the right wing is pushing back now. That's what's happening. You're getting the natural pushback. You guys created not you guys, but like the left. The left created echo chambers.
I am center left.
Disgusting.
I'm what you call a single.
I'm also
single voter. That's so I'm a.
The real question
voter.
is, will you vote for Donald Trump?
No.
Fuck no.
100% no.
Disgusting.
I'd rather die.
No, I'm not a Donald Trump fan. I like
Did you
some
vote for Hillary
right-wing
Clinton?
people, but like I said, single issue voter. I'm a pro-choice voter, so I can't vote for 99% of Republicans.
Oh my God, he's evil. He's
I'm the
pro-choice,
worst
single
person
issue
you'll
voter.
ever. I'm
You're
not as bad as
literally evil.
Destiny. Okay, he's more evil than me, but I don't have blue hair, so
Actually, I found that I guess CankleMore might like that. You can send this to Destiny and get feedback. Like I'm right wing, so I started watching Destiny. I don't know, like 3 or 4 months ago. He exposed himself within like the last couple of weeks. He's disingenuous. I don't actually believe he's come in good faith to like for the betterment of America. That's kind of how I look at things.
I don't think he ever look at stuff like that, like the betterment of America. Like this is my interpretation. Yeah, this is my interpretation of Destiny. I feel like Destiny's like that. He's been doing this for so long. Like he's numb to like, I guess antagonists, but at the same time, as far as conversations go, I feel like he welcomes the chaos, but he also
wants chaos because he'll make money. The more chaos, more money.
That's
I think he thinks it's interesting.
Yeah, I do so.
I think it helps his pocket very well, and I think like he realized that.
Yeah,
like,
but to be fair, like I think a lot of us like
for left wing creators, there was nowhere. All there was Daily Wire, fucking Louder with Crowder, all these different like right wing people, and he filled the gap perfectly because it was like the Young Turks are insane. The Majority Report, he's insane. Like all these different.
I saw the Young Turks ever since they was the very beginning of the Young Turks before the chick came on.
Oh my God. They're all insane, and he filled in the gap perfectly. But like he is trying to convert people.
Yeah,
and he's trying to convert. Well, no, they present like they're not extreme.
I think both sides have some real extreme stuff going on. Like I said, I cover a lot of real hardcore right wing stuff. Like I have a podcast I did with what you call a Barry Goldwater conservative. His name is John Anthony Castro. And he's more establishment. I think Destiny's more establishment as well on the left. I think that John Anthony is establishment on the right. I think that I'm more of a nuanced person, right? Like I don't like going far left or far right. I like to kind of look at things and attempt to, make some sense of what's going on. But what I have to say is that we have some really polarizing things going on. And one of the things that John Anthony Castro said to me was he goes, on the left, you have a bunch of people that are lacking a certain amount of what they believe to be their rights, their God-given rights. And so they want to push on the gas really, really hard, right? Like they want, because when you have somebody that doesn't have or doesn't believe they have rights, they generally want progress to move forward really, really fast, right? But on the right, you have people that kind of want to slow things down. They want to go back even a little bit. So they want to pump the brakes. And what you need to be is somewhere a little bit closer to the middle. You need to work on progress. You need to work on getting people the rights that they deserve. And at the same time, you can't like accelerate at a pace that makes other people feel so uncomfortable that they rubber band and freak out. And you can't also put the brakes on progress because it's just going to continue. So
progress happens. I think progress can go backwards. It could pop a U-turn. But I think part of the issue is like we should be thinking about the betterment of America, the last hope on the planet. Without America, you realize we don't flee anywhere, right? Like once America falls, we're not fleeing anywhere.
There's not going to be anywhere to flee. If America falls, we're a $23.5 trillion GDP.
I'm not even talking about economically. I'm talking about like the Chinese government who's like, putting the squeeze on us and eventually going to declare war
China's
on us.
China's in a real bad place right now. China's in a real bad place, population-wise.
Yeah, we could say that like they're top-heavy and that their population's old, but like the reality is they have triple our population.
Oh, for sure. but they're also
Intentional,
still
which they did that on purpose.
less in GDP, and then after them, it's Japan. You know, it's $19 trillion away from us in GDP. So, as far as America goes, I actually have a lot of hope for America. I think America is actually going to find its footing, and kind of this election will really. I mean, even if Donald Trump is elected, it's 4 years of Donald Trump, and then we move on. I think Donald Trump. My problem with Donald Trump is I don't think.
And then we get Vivek.
And then we get Vivek. Oh God.
The naive.
He's the meme.
Trump.
He's our Andrew Yang.
Channel anymore. So
Listen, we have Andrew Yang. All right, you guys had Andrew Yang. We gotta have an Andrew Yang.
Okay. I can feel that. I can feel
right,
that.
you know, we need it.
That's a 1-for-1.
You guys had your corporate
Andrew
show.
Yang.
We got ours.
I like math, bro. Okay. I like math. Okay. And also, he was going to give me some money. And remember, I grew up poor. So I'm like, give me some. But, you know, I was just on my stream last night saying this. People got to stop. People got to kind of chill out with all the like crazy stuff. And remember, you know, 30 years ago, people hated Bush, but they weren't freaking out this bad.
Yeah.
Trump's done some dumb shit. I don't think Donald Trump's evil at all. I think he's just done some dumb shit.
I think he's a great man.
Wanted to stay. I think
a great man, Jack.
We're a bunch of yes men.
Great New Yorker. Too.
Yikes.
He's a great New Yorker.
Maybe a great New Yorker. Was he born in New York?
I'm not sure about that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
But
he's a
he's a
great
New
New
He was
Yorker.
born in the pits of hell. Who are we kidding?
Yeah. The
I'm
ninth circle.
kidding.
How do we feel
Uh,
about Jan 6th?
I think that he made a lot of mistakes listening to the wrong.
Did you think
people
he
because
encouraged it or
wanted their
no?
help.
A little
What's that?
bit. He kind of like indirectly encouraged it. He literally said fight like
Oh,
hell.
he's the king of indirect speech. He is the king of saying not what he's saying, but getting people to do what he wants them to do.
Ironically, that is the most blatant quote of his. Is he said fight like hell to take our country
Do you think
back?
he lost the 2020 election?
Yes, obviously.
Oh yeah, I believe he did.
Do you think the indictments are a witch hunt?
As far as like
they are
the dead.
Hey,
people
appreciate you,
voting,
fan guy. Fan guy said he's
They are a witch
he's from
hunt. They
Queens,
are
New
a
York.
witch hunt. And I don't think people on the left realize like you guys are stoking civil war.
No,
like, hardcore.
No, if people, let me just put it this way: if people throw away everything that they have right now, like we have an amazing country, regardless of the bullshit. We've had some bad stuff, and we have some things we fight about. But if people are willing to throw away all of this,
so did they back in the day, and then guess what? They destroyed half the country because there were some disagreements.
You're talking about slavery?
Yes.
That wasn't a disagreement. That was like a huge disagreement. That was like people's literal like
huge
lives.
disagreements right now.
It's not on slavery.
Wait, hold on, Ray. Before you jump in, how many babies are killed each year in abortion?
What is it? 90,000.
90,000. You gotta check your number again.
Yeah, I gotta check it.
And why he's checking his number? So you're literally comparing that to slavery?
Yes.
In what way?
We're killing people. What?
And we're enslaving women.
Well, no, women. I don't care about that.
We're talking about. We're talking. No.
They sold themselves out. They sold themselves out.
You stepped on that.
They sold themselves out. No. They sold
again,
themselves out when they let the minority of women dictate their rights to them. That's what happened, and so they sold themselves out.
Okay,
I can't.
Okay, but we got.
Let me correct my
gotta
number.
go back.
That way, everybody knows the actual number.
Okay.
What was it? It says CDC says there were 620,000 abortions nationally in 2020 in the District of Columbia and 47 states. Okay, like I said, if I say something, I want to be correct. I'm not interested in like saying something. When I say something, I'm generally, if you're asking me something, I'm trying to pull off.
So do you think it's a life or no?
No, I don't. I believe at 20 weeks when
so you're just I'm not
it's a life,
but, like,
but it's
this
not
is like
personhood.
Destiny's like talking point. Like
Right.
20
Not a
weeks
person.
is like the contract.
Well, no, I'm actually a Matt Dillahunty guy, but
no, but like this is like what he spouts off now.
Does
like,
life really matter that much though?
I'm more of a Matt Dillahunty guy.
That's why we had the Civil War. We were
life
feeding
is
on people's
life is
liberty,
ended
and
every
pursuit of
day.
happiness.
No, they had the Civil War because
that's
okay.
human life. Parts of your human life are ended every day. Your skin flakes off.
This is like the low IQ postmodernist.
That's life.
Like I can't engage with that.
Is.
There is no you have no basis for
You just
anything.
compared to life dying now versus slavery, sir.
Yeah. Wait.
The one black man on this panel.
Wait, hold on. Don't misframe it.
Yeah, I know, right?
You misframed it.
I know. We need to break this down.
You're right.
Let's have understanding.
600,000 people being murdered every year during slavery.
Not just murder, colonized, used for bait.
Oh, interesting. So no.
Okay, so these are lives,
so
like
no.
multiple lives
no.
going out their way
Say
used
no.
for something versus now where. Okay,
Say no, because
okay.
there weren't 600,000 people being killed every year. That wasn't happening.
Hold on, how many people
They were being enslaved, which is wrong. But is murder worse or better than enslavement? It's a question.
I don't think it's
compared to the people that was compared to people who's actually jumping off the slave ships and saying, "Hey, I'd rather not do that than versus just off myself." Yeah.
Was that a majority? I don't know.
No, I don't think it was a large majority. Large majority of people at that point
were jumping off.
No, large majority of people like, this is it. Nah, I'd rather just go ahead and
because we're not going to be
sacrifice my life.
silly. We know that the chance of future freedom is a very valuable thing, even if you're enslaved, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what's worse, murder or being enslaved?
Me taking my own life versus me
It's not taking your own life. It's murder
or somebody.
You murdering someone else. Why you you killing yourself isn't murder?
Yeah, because I'm saying go back, because I feel like you kind of rephrase it a little bit, because you start off with one large number versus what the economy now, like as if this is more deaths happening a year versus what it was going on back in slavery. But you have to understand too, we can say, let's just say if you want to do the 60-40 split of it, right? Fine. But at the same time, back then it was like the worst horrendous thing ever. So nobody's not really thinking of the numbers. Just like you just know there was a large number.
So was the Civil War. We fought a very bloody war to end that.
Yeah, and we help with that.
Yeah. So do I.
And the only reason we help with that,
like that didn't happen.
Hold on, time out. No, I'm not saying it. Only reason we help with that only because, hey, we will give you a piece of something that was already owed to us, but we're still going to fight for that. That didn't make any sense. So we still was losing lives regardless.
Wait, already owed to? What do you mean?
America supposed to be a free country, right?
Yes.
Okay. We had to fight the Civil War to move forwards to get more freedom, which is already owed to us. Didn't make no sense.
Yes,
which means more lives have been sacrificed for something. Hey, more lives have been sacrificed for something that we didn't even start.
I'm pretty sure. How many people died in the Civil War? I don't even think that many people.
Oh no, I'm counting my people at this moment.
People died. Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah, a lot of people died.
Was it 600,000? Something like that, actually.
Especially on the Union side. The Union side threw a lot of men. I'm a
624,000. So we do realize that more babies are murdered to abortion every year, right?
Once again, though, I don't agree that it's murder. So
murder implies personhood.
Correct.
Because there is no personhood. What else is it?
Correct.
There's no person.
Oh, you're gonna say
it's alive, but it's not a person. No. Hold on.
A person.
Life dies every day. Parts of your life die every day. Life is not what matters. This being alive doesn't matter. Personhood is what's in here, right? There's nothing in there. There's no.
You're saying human cells dying is equal to a full human being dying. There is a difference.
It's not a full human being.
It's not,
no, that is a unique full human being. Whether it's one or two cells, it doesn't matter.
It's not that would not be a full human being. That would be a couple of cells dying.
You kind of sound like Southerners right now. That's what that sounds like.
I am a Southerner, sir. I am a Southerner.
No, old timey Southerners.
I was raised by old timey Southerners.
We're saying this type of person. Well, he's not a person.
It's not a type of person because it's not a person.
It's not a person.
There's no person to speak of.
Well, that's what a white Southerner
nice to meet your
said.
2-week-old baby.
That's what a white Southerner would have said. It's not a person.
I love shaking stomachs.
It's absurd.
I shake stomachs all the time.
I believe you're a person.
Saying hello.
Yeah, hold on for 1 second. I gotta read the comment.
That can change in a couple of years.
Hold on, Jack. Hold on, Jack. India says, India mom, shout out to her. She says, why is a man speaking? I guess you're talking.
She's sexist,
Jack.
So I don't really care.
Why is a man?
Opinion is.
Well, we're gonna respect the chat on this end, so that's how we do it over here. So
that's
she has an
crazy.
opinion too.
Imagine I was like, why is a woman talking?
Jack, let me finish to speak. I read my comments like super chat, sir. Shout out to India mom. Why is a man speaking on what he thinks should happens to a woman's body? Good question. His opinion only counts if he's the one caused the pregnancy. He still choose for herself. Period.
All right. So my question to her would be: do both people make a choice when they try to have sex? Yes or no? Yes.
Most of the
The
time.
woman says yes.
Most of the time,
The
yeah.
man says yes. At that point, that is the choice. You don't want to bring a life in? Don't make that choice.
Yeah, but it takes two though.
That's what I just said.
Okay, so now
Well, no,
what if
actually, it
you-
only takes one. It only takes one to say no.
yeah, it takes
right.
one to say no, but it's taking two
Right.
to have intercourse. One's intercourse, the other one's
Yes,
allowing
and
it.
once those two
So they
people
both know.
have,
Hold on,
yes,
but
they
at
both
that,
have
at that moment,
consented.
yeah, they do. And then when the other woman's like, "Hey, guess what? I'm pregnant." Surprise! Like it shouldn't be no surprise. And the guy like, "I don't want that baby," but you knew you was going raw
You should
dog
have to
Ronnie
take
with me.
care of it.
Okay,
Well, it's not like my opinion will be like, I'm very consistent on this. That's the issue. So we're trying to just give people like free passes to like just like knock up girls and be like,
well, no,
well,
I'm
like,
not giving nobody a
just
free
go-
pass on that.
just go kill the baby because like then it doesn't exist anymore. You didn't commit murder
That's
because it's not a
little
person.
disingenuous. I don't
It,
think that
it sounds like a
any
white
of us are
southerner saying,
that.
well, like you killed that black person, but like they're not a person. So like you don't get murder charge.
But
It's
you do know
absurd.
that was their mindset.
Even close.
That's absurd.
Exactly, and that was their mindset, and that was their mindset.
And that's absurd. And that's the
Black
same
people
thing
can
as the pro-choice
speak to
mindset.
you. They have
They're having a life
personalities.
experience.
Yeah.
They can speak
Yes,
to you.
and a baby in the womb can kick and can feel
Mhm.
pain and
They-
can grab.
no,
and
they-
do all
Feeling
these
pain
different
is
things.
just
At
reaction
a
to
certain point
stimuli.
again, yes.
Yes,
At a certain
that's
point,
doing
and
some-
that's why I
okay,
draw my
talking-
line.
Hearing talking is just a reaction to stimuli. What is
There's
your
no one
point?
there to hear
No,
it.
there's a
That's
conscious
stupid. Like
experience.
Before
It's so
20 weeks,
stupid.
there's no one there to hear it. They're not hearing it.
Yeah, they
God.
have fMRIs that show that there's no activity in those areas, in those
you need
brain
DNA.
areas.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
But it does matter. It does
No,
matter.
it doesn't. That's a human being.
If there's no brain
It would
activity in
be
those
like
areas
you
that are
being
responding,
killed,
they're not.
and then me saying it doesn't matter. He's not a person.
How about
That's your
this?
argument, and it doesn't work. You're never going to
How about-
convince me. The
how about this?
science
You have
doesn't
a
agree
No,
with
that's
rotted
you.
fine.
toe.
Life
I'm not
begins
trying to
at
convince you.
conception. That's it.
You're trying to
Hold on,
convince me.
Kanko, go
I'm not
ahead.
trying
I'm
to
not.
convince
I'm
you.
not. Science agrees with me. I know that.
How about this?
I disagree, but that's fine. That's fine.
go ahead, Kinkle. Hold on, go ahead, Kinkle.
You have a rotted toe. Can
Yes.
you amputate it?
Yes.
Well, but that's DNA. It's human DNA. Why would you
But that's
ever
not the
do
whole
that?
human. You're not killing the whole human.
Exactly. It's not
There's
the
no
whole
whole
human.
human.
And by the way,
It's not the whole human.
Cankle,
It's not the
no
whole
whole
human. He
human.
has a point.
Cankle. Like, if
It's less
and
cells
you,
than
you know
your toe.
you can't chop my toe off, right? Like without me
Can
saying
I?
chop it off.
Yeah,
Well,
but
if you
that's
didn't
the
have a
woman's
brain-
Hold on,
body.
and if you do,
this
it's
is why I'm at
assault.
Dillahunty.
If
And
you
if
didn't
I
have
Hold
a
on, hold on.
brain,
You saying that's
whoever had
assault?
POA.
Yes, if you
You
chop
would
my
be able
toe
to do
off
that.
without my consent,
If you
It's a
didn't have
rotting toe.
brain,
what does that mean?
if you didn't have a brain, you
Maybe
couldn't
I want my
think
rotting toe.
to
Where's
get
your
it.
point?
If you didn't have a brain and you couldn't think to do it yourself, to chop it off yourself, then whoever had POA or power over you or guardianship
Yeah.
would be able to do that.
Would be able to do it.
Yes, but
Yeah.
that's not what we're talking about.
Exactly.
right
There's
now.
no one there to think about
They don't
any of
have
those
a
things.
brain.
Nobody's
Right now.
having
They
the
don't have the power of
experience.
attorney. No power of attorney was ever signed over. This was never
Guardianship.
taken.
The
It
woman
You don't
is the
really need all
guardian.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The woman is the guardian.
Woman's
Guardianship
got
doesn't allow you to
guardianship.
kill your child. It doesn't.
It allows you to make decisions.
No, it
for-
doesn't. That's very naive. Stop talking. If you're
That's
saying
not-
that allows you to fucking murder your child, you're ignorant. and You
murder.
don't know what you're talking about.
It's not a kid.
No.
There's nothing
Yeah.
there.
Sure.
There's nothing
Can I-
up here. That's what
Okay.
matters.
I got a question. Because I think it kind of revamped my brain again from Anderson. So, do you want to get married, Jack, or do you thought about it, or
I've thought about it. At the moment, it's a no. Will it change in the future? Maybe, potentially. I'm not like averse to change, but like if it
Okay.
happens, it happens.
okay, fair enough.
I think with growth and, like I said, I look back on myself 20 years ago, and I know every young person hates to fucking hear this. And I'm not saying that you're going to change your abortion views or
Yeah,
your,
no,
your
I know.
political
I know
views.
what you're gonna say, and I agree with you. Actually, I do
Okay,
agree.
cool. I'm not trying to say you're going to change those views. I'm trying to say that, like, he's talking about the marriage thing. I'm trying to move on to that.
Yeah.
20 years ago, I didn't want to get married. 20 years ago, I didn't want to have kids. My wife, I had a make or break moment with my wife where I was happy with the relationship the way it was. And she wanted to go further and she wanted to have children. And I didn't want to bring children because I had the same mindset as you 20 years ago where I was like, everything's kind of fucked.
Well,
Sorry.
I want kids. Actually.
Oh, do you?
I don't.
Yeah.
I didn't. And so I had to make a decision.
with you, Kinkle.
I had a decision to make with my wife where she said, this is the only thing that works
I'm a
for
good
me.
uncle. I'm a good uncle.
And I had I didn't have my kids,
Met him once.
but I did make them, help make them all 2.5 minutes.
Or 50% you.
And I'm
Man, that's
also
a
white
long
trash.
time.
So it only takes one try for white trash, just so you guys know. All right, that's all it took. One time.
Like the movie Idiocracy.
One try.
Super
All right.
swimmers.
I have strong swimmers, dude. And then we cut that shit because we don't need 30 angry ginger running around. Okay.
You like that?
And so I think give yourself 10 years, find the right person. I think
I'll give myself 100 years and die before
you get married. Not happening.
Yeah, before I have kids.
No.
Yeah, but I believe the thoughts changed a lot because like me in high school, I was like, heck no, I never want to get married. Heck no, I didn't want to have kids. And then like actually it was a little bit around Jack age, it happened. And then I put in like 6 years, then it didn't work out. And the only thing I got out of it, I was like, well, at least I know on my end, I was a good quote unquote father figure. I was a good husband at the time. So I know what I can do the next time if I do agree to that. But I knew how to move smarter moving forward. But yeah, but I wasn't prepared. We were both young. Yeah, we were both young and dumb.
That though. That's like literally dodging that bullet, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a good thing. People, like I said, people need more patience. They need to like be a little bit better educated as to what it actually entails. Even parenthood, man. Like no one, I always say this to my wife, no one, like everybody was so supportive. Like you're gonna love being a parent. This is the most amazing thing you'll ever see and ever have in your life. And the first 3 months are rough. You don't sleep. You try to have one beer and then you go to bed and you wake up at like, an hour and a half later. So the baby wakes up every 3 hours and you got to feed
That's
it.
why I'm like, that's why I'm like, in my mindset now, I'm like, can I do that? Yeah. Can I do that?
And so people need to know that before they have children. It changes your whole perspective. And it's a wonderful thing. My children are amazing. My children, they're both very intelligent. They're great, respectful human beings. They do a lot of stuff that like I didn't do when I was a kid. I was a bad kid. So, but even that being said, I mean, like I said earlier, 12, 13 years, like you look back on that 12, 13 years of your life where like you gave over everything. I do let my wife take vacation sometimes, just so you guys know.
Hey,
it is okay.
Lock her in her room?
But that's because I'm a good dad. Like my wife, when we first had our kids, like people were like, "Are you gonna leave the kids with your husband?" And she's like, "Yeah." Why? Should I be scared? And I was like, "No, yeah, you can hang out. Like me and the kids are good, man." Like,
yeah, my mom didn't trust my dad. Like she did.
Really?
I think
I was a better other side because like if she was, I was a better side because like if she was at that time when he was with her, it was like she couldn't control him. But when he was with me, he was just militant. He knew when to sit. He just knew better. And then people saw that, recognized that, and I felt like real good. Like I'm doing the good job. But her, she couldn't.
And there's great feelings that come along with that. I'll tell you guys a little bit. The other day, my son, he's sitting there and just out of the blue, he's like, "You're a good dad," and I was like, "Aw," and he's like, "You should never worry about that. You're a good dad," and I was like, "Fuck, man." I was like, "Oh, dude," and my relationship with my daughter is like, it's one of the biggest things for me. Like the other day, same thing. She's playing soccer. And she plays defense, and I'm like, dude, get aggressive. You gotta you're playing against boys out there. You gotta elbow people. You gotta push people. I'm like, and you gotta start anticipating where that ball is, man. I'm like, if it's gonna be a pass, you gotta be between it. I'm like, remember what Wayne Gretzky said? And she's like, I know. She's like, don't go where the puck is. Go where it's gonna be. I was thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, dude. Yeah. And that's where the good feels come in, right? And so I'm really glad that my wife actually like kind of pushed me to do that. Like I was saying earlier, those are the things I think I gained out of this relationship, and some tax breaks. I think all that should go away. I think that those taxes should just be given to everybody. I don't know why we're incentivizing marriage in that way.
I'll tell you why.
Why is that?
Because we need people to get married and produce more children.
Oh yeah, for sure. I understand that point. But I mean, I'd like to see the economy as a whole kind of being just like helped out in that way. I think that
lower taxes.
I don't want you to have to get married, right, Jack? Like if you don't want to, I don't want my daughter to have to get married or my son have to get married. I think that it should be a choice. And that's why I agree with the religious argument where they're like, well, it's kind of a religious thing. Why are we co-opting it, making it legal or a legal thing? Like, I think there needs to be something different that's put in place. That's just my personal opinion. Because
and
I don't
only
have
for
any
people
real
who have
relationship.
children. I think they need to have children for benefits to kick in. I think that's the best way to do it. Actually,
That's probably not a bad idea. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, hold
you're
on. I
supporting
want to
families.
segue a little bit since we're talking about the kids and future of our world. So I want to share this real quick. So everybody pray for me. YouTube, don't do me dirty, but it's been around for like 11 years.
Dude, I have so much. If you ever need help with copyrights, I have so much experience.
Thank you.
My heart for a long time. And,
Video's not up.
all I ever wanted to be in life was a Super Saiyan.
I watched this yesterday.
Ever since I was a kid, I used to always look up to Goku and Vegeta, Gohan. I used to just look at them and just wonder, like, how come I'm just a human being? I'm so worthless. Oh, what can I do? I can run. I can jump. I can flip. And it's just like we are so limited as human beings. And I just feel like when I see superheroes, why can't we be that exciting and that awesome? Like, why can't I wake up and if I'm late for school, just teleport there and be on time? But I feel like, during that time of meditation and just thinking about it, I realized something. All of that is possible and more. It's all in here. It's all in your mind. Think about anything that you ever tried to do. You thought to yourself, man, I could never do that. But then when you practiced it, guess what? You got better at it and you actually achieved it, didn't you? It's the same thing when you look at superpowers. Of course, it sounds absurd when you first look at it, but if you try it, if you actually set your mind to it and believe, you can achieve it. I saw a Chinese man set a piece of paper on fire with just the power of his hands. Now you gonna tell me that was fake? No, it wasn't fake. He channeled that energy from within, and he believed, and he channeled that energy through the creation of his mind, of what his mind believed, and what he spoke into existence of the power that he had. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like anything that you set your mind to, your mind will, your mind can create that force, because your mind is just this powerful machine that is, whatever you set it to and you believe and you work towards achieving it, you can do it. You can do it. And I believe I can be a Super Saiyan. So this is my first time exposing this side of me to the world. And I know a lot of y'all laughing, but people who really, that are on my level of intellect, they understand what I'm saying, and thank y'all for understanding. And, I'm going to attempt to go Super Saiyan on film, and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. This is my first attempt. Now I'm believing, and I'm going to create that energy and channel through my mind. Now, I might not turn full Super Saiyan. I might turn full Super Saiyan, or you might just see a glimpse of it, of that power. But this is my first attempt. I'm gonna turn the music on. Super Saiyan 3 Goku
music.
theme.
Nice. Dude, you gotta have a soundtrack, right?
Just in case.
Hey, I can't clown though, okay? I watched David Copperfield when I was a kid, all right? I thought those trains really disappeared, okay?
I watched David Blaine.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
my
David
David.
Blaine.
Yeah, that was my
I
David.
had David
Alright.
Copperfield, some dude named David, every generation.
Oh my god.
Okay. Dave, you need to stop soon.
His voice had to be fucking
When the shirt comes off, man, Young man, I am trying so hard to keep it together right now.
He's a god. He's a god.
Oh man.
You know what? I believe what he said because when I focused so hard, I made everyone default on those bets they've made over the years. I was the pig that flew. All right.
Oh my god, it's still so funny.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought he might do it. Okay,
he must have been home alone, bro. I would have never done that.
Hard. He did have that end of the video where he was like,
I'm just like imagining my little ass like sitting in my house, screaming in my room,
right?
And then my mom just like kicks the door open. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
I thought of that. Like, what the hell? Where were his parents like out?
That's what I'm saying.
Corner store or something. They were like, "Oh
market.
fuck, my son's dying."
Yeah, bro. The rings went off because of the vibrations, and it just goes to him. Like,
they're just sitting in the other room, like, "Oh, he stuck it in the outlet again."
Hey, Just Jay, you was just supporting him in the chat. Now you're like, I would beat his behind.
Oh, dude. We're just lucky there's no cameras like that in my age, my generation.
my age, everywhere, bro.
Yeah, there was no.
We were all
cameras.
like,
yeah, man. I probably did that multiple times. I don't need people to know about that.
I would never. Yeah, I would never open it, disclose that. Never.
never, bro. He put that online willingly. No,
I know.
The youth are making bad decisions.
Someone said recently that he like after that said that he thought he was Drake.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
It was 2 years ago
Became
after
Drake.
that. Yeah, he thought he was Drake. He was doing a whole
beard.
song. No, he didn't grow the beard. He's still young. 2 years after.
Women are falling over themselves for him.
Yo,
Oh my god, I'm dating a Super Saiyan and he's Drake.
Yo, the lyrics was hilarious.
Bro,
Oh
like,
man.
like me and my, that's the thing. Like, bro, me and my friends, like, for us, it was like if someone had like a bad selfie on like an old Instagram that they didn't delete, but like if it was that, we would abuse that kid every day, like every day.
Hold on, India mom. I don't know if you ever seen it because I had like a little clip to show because he was mimicking. It's an anime character from the show called Dragon Ball Z where he was trying to be Goku to turn to a Super Saiyan.
Turn to
So,
Batman.
Yeah.
Drake.
Batman you watch.
Yeah, I don't know about that screen.
No, you should have tried Batman. That's much more. That's a whole lot more possible. Like,
a lot lower.
I mean, your parents gonna have to die, but
that's an unfortunate.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why his parents didn't burst into the room. He fucking told him to become Batman.
He just didn't figure it out yet.
He was like, I think this might be a glitch. Maybe if
he didn't
I
travel
killed
East
him, I'll
Asia.
become Batman.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man, that killed me. I was holding that one in, but I went to read the comments. A guy said, when he did all that, it was like, yo, he's not even at his final form yet. So I guess.
Yeah, bro. He has 2 more videos until he gets there.
I was waiting for that blonde wig to pop out, like up here. It's like, whoa.
Oh my god.
I thought it was gonna be edited, bro. Like I thought it was gonna be like the edit for the fire.
They have the edited versions.
They
have the edited version. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, somebody else hooked that up.
I think I've seen one of those.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. He convinced me. I was ready for it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw this 11 years ago, I was like, will he actually do it? And he started screaming, started busting out laughing. I was like, ain't no way.
Man,
Ain't
how
no
old
way.
is that?
This was 11 years old. The video was 11 years
Yeah,
old.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
You'll never
That's a
find shit like
grown
that on
man
YouTube
now.
today. People know. People know now. Like you can't post things like that. Like,
Yeah.
you'll ruin someone's life. Like they know.
Just Jay said he was almost there. Yeah, 2 more videos like Jack said. He'd have been good.
Bro, I'm telling
yeah.
you, like, there's no parties where people are filming things anymore. If you see
Yeah.
someone sees a phone, they're like, "Put that shit away. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like,
Right? Stop that. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't have drank as much when I was younger if we had all these funds and stuff going on.
Yeah.
First time I saw stuff like that, I'd be like, nope, I'm good. No more alcohol for me.
I know kids who've like lost scholarships, like stupid shit, like over alcohol. Like it's so silly. Like honestly.
Yeah.
I know. I never.
Now instead of like a kid in a room, like just looking at his camera, recording some ridiculous shit. Now people go and like produce it.
Yeah.
Pearl exists.
I feel like and like the crazy shit is more like someone who's trying to like produce something real and then they turn into like Nick Fuentes. Like that's what that's kind of like the crazy shit today. It's not like it's someone who thought they were reasonable and then all of a sudden like they got on camera a little too much.
Become a character.
No, SNEAKO is a grifter. Okay,
he just latches on. I think he's a psyop of his own creation. I think he's grifting every community to do a mass de-radicalization. He used to be reasonable. What the fuck?
When he was doing a little New York thing, I thought I liked SNEAKO. That SNEAKO versus what's going on now.
Were any of you in the Telegram?
You think that's what
SNEAKO with a brain.
Do you think that's the same thing as like he got popular and then he started playing a character?
No, I think because he was part. I don't know. I think old SNEAKO and New York SNEAKO that was doing all the like little conversations. I think because he was famous then. Because a lot of people, a little bit, MCR picked him up one time. I think Abin Priest picked him up one time. They're reacting to it.
It wasn't the same way though. He was just.
I don't know. If you seen, did you see the video when he actually left? It was a scene where he was actually left going to Fresh and Fit to Miami. He was like in a little go-kart stuff. I think that moment right there, he just became like a straight follower. Like he was a hardcore Fresh and Fit Butt Buddy fan, and then now the Andrew Tate came out and he like jumped from there, then became like a whole Andrew Tate. Now it was somebody else. Then it was like Zerker. Then it was from now Zerker's like the Fuzi.
I actually think he's real,
guy.
believe it or not.
Huh?
I think Zerker's real, actually.
Yeah, I think I grew up in the ghetto. He reminds me of dudes that I grew up with, like just crazy. He's the dude that would wander into the blunt circle, just say a bunch of crazy shit, smoke the blunt for like the whole time he was there, and then just like wander off saying crazy shit, and you just be like, "Oh, good thing that was only like 5 minutes."
As much because he's funny, like and like he actually believes like the shit he's saying. Like
he reminds me.
What does he keep saying about Jesus? He's like,
Christ is King. Christ is King. Bro, I was getting ready. I was gonna make a Christ is King T-shirt, and then like I saw I was like, I have to monopolize somehow, and then I saw it already. I want to Google. It was literally like the black shirt, white letters. I was like, fuck, someone hit it.
Dude will say like the worst things about women and homosexuals, and he's like, Christ is King.
Everything he does goes against
the Roman salute. Christ is King. Christ is King.
He reminds me of this guy that I met while I was smoking cigarettes out on my porch, or not porch, like in front of my front door when I was living in downtown. This guy walked up one day and he just like hung out with me and chatted for like 2 hours, and he was like, I just came from killing a guy who was a rapist. And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah,
I gave him a cigar. I gave him a glass of fucking whiskey, and we sat down for like 3 hours. There was a one point in the conversation where I had just told him about my mom's death, and then my roommate comes out and goes, "Hey, your mom's on the phone." She thought I was scared, trying to get me away.
Oh no!
And
the worst is
she's scared of me, huh? I'm like,
yeah. You need to get away from me.
Yeah,
I think the worst I was saying. Hold on. Just Jay. Yeah. This video was 11 years old. 2 years after that. I'll send you the link. Just Jay, where just read the comments. The comments is hilarious.
I can imagine. Like my black friends who are like Dragon Ball Z fans, like they're all Dragon Ball Z fans, and they would all know that video. Like I could send that to him, he'd be like, "Yeah, like I've seen that."
I was playing Call of Duty. Like we was on around that time. It was like me and some gamer buddy. We was on Star Wars Battlefront 2, and then we left from there and then got the PS3 for Call of Duty, and we just kept talking.
Modern Warfare 2, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And then we just kept talking about people just talking about it. And they start sharing another video, and we all watched it at the same time, cracked up laughing all night.
There was like six videos on the internet back then. There was like one of a deer jumping a fence. I saw that. It was like 72 million views.
There was this dude. There was a big fat dude playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah. And then the fucking South Park episode came after that.
I was there for the Leroy Jenkins scenario. I was actually playing it when that happened.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the whole every DLC, wherever world you was in, everybody started screaming out his name because that's how he was like the most famous noob ever. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I was a little kid screaming, Leroy Rodriguez. Like, I was one of those little like squeaker kids. Like,
You know, some guy
back
tried
in
to
the
debate
day.
me about that. Something like he did that on purpose. I was like, how? They literally was prepping for the raid, and he just effed it all up on purpose.
The best nerd prep of all time when that dude's just like, it's a 33.33 repeating chance, and the dude just fucking, he's like, nope. Dude, and I played back then. Like, it's really funny because my wife actually is the one who got the game, because me and my wife, we played Final Fantasy 11 back in the day, like the first like online Final Fantasy or whatever. And her uncle bought her Warcraft because he's a total computer. He owned a computer store and stuff. Total computer nerd. Ooh. And I remember she had it and it was just sitting on a desk. And I was like, "Is that game cool?" And she's like, "I don't know." Like, she loves Final Fantasy, so she always played Final Fantasy. And I was like, "You think I could play it?" And I played on I shit you not, I played on a computer with 256 RAM.
Jeez.
So I just thought it was normal that my character like jumped around and shit, you know? Like, I was like, damn.
How old was you then?
Let's see. What year was that? What year did Warcraft come out?
The CD disc you're talking about, right? Or the actual
the
game
disc, physical disc.
I have it.
2004 was the initial release.
Initial release was 2004, so that's when we played it. She got it that Christmas. So yeah, 2004. So that was 19 years ago. That means I was 24.
Yo.
Oh no, not that one.
Wow.
Not that
I remember
one.
being like 6 years old and like watching my older cousin play like WoW, and like I would just they'd be like, "Kill that dude, kill him."
Yeah.
Like,
oh dude, I played PvP for so long. Like, I got all the way up to like Lieutenant Commander, you know, like I played PvP for a real long time. So
I never played
it was such
WoW.
a like cool game back in the day, because
the
like
world was so big. Yeah, I never did too much of the PvP. The world was so big. It was like you had so much to do. So anybody like would hit me up like, "You want to do a raid?" Sure, I didn't care as long as I was just doing the raid. Like, I didn't care.
See,
40
for me,
people. 40 people.
Yeah, like I've never been a part of it. I take that back. I played Ark. Ark was like my game, Ark Survival Evolved. We had like a 50-man tribe, and like, bro, there was kids making like $1,000 selling dinosaurs. We were like, bro, like it was crazy. But like,
I didn't know any of this stuff. I'm just over here like, you know,
I'm the slave. I'm like the slave, like doing all the work, and this kid's profiting off of my work. I'm like, what is happening? Like, but like, I never got into WoW. Like, it was just like, it was never like my generation.
I don't know what got me into it, because I was on Star Wars. I was a hardcore Star Wars fan, and then somehow I left from there. Then I downloaded on. I just literally had like a busted PC, and I kind of like rebuilt it, and I just played it. And then I think that's what it was. The money was running out because they had like the month subscription, the year subscription. So I was there for a year. Then I came back, and I guess some of the guys that remember me playing Star Wars, they kind of like just open arms, welcome me in for that. And then we just all, because they had servers. You had the free server, and then you can like pay your servers to Star Wars Battlefront 2. So we was like 40 deep there, and then we just like left from there, then went on to for Call of Duty. But it was kind of weird because you had pretty much the 8 players together. So it was like we're trying to figure like how to 8 player, like 40 people coming there. So now we're just like, so now we had like, I guess like commanders from Star Wars. So like we're breaking apart. Like we'll do 8.
Dude, the drama.
Yeah, we'll do 8. Yo, the servers there was so crazy, right? Like it was so, because we'll still be on like on our forum site on the website, so everybody would still talk and mingle, like share information, whatever. So like if we had like a random odd man out and another man, we're like, yo, we know that guy. He was on this player. And then if we had a teammate that was like, he'll make like a fake dummy account, so he didn't want to play with us no more, and we recognized him, we just caught him off instant. Small world. That server was not that big.
Drama, dude.
Yeah.
So much drama. Like, I mean, we like to act like dudes don't have drama. Like, you've never seen dudes playing Call of Duty.
I love it because I had chicks back then. Chicks was like,
it's different.
Yeah, back then when chicks were like only. Back then, chicks were like, only fat people with this and that only play games. Like, bro, I got a whole friends like in the army making like 80, 100K. That's all they do, just sit there, just like. I just stack on money.
Like they're the worst.
Yeah.
Where's Mandrell out at Grey Pill? Because it was always the Air Force. Or was it Dane, right? Dane was Air Force.
Yeah. Dude, my homeboy, I still remember today because like he was in the army, then he did contract work. That's all he did. He'll buy games, play them online. That's all his free time, or he just liquor the games, and we're picking him baked chicken. That's all he do. Brother Jumbie
push-ups.
Exactly. Brother Jumbie said, "You guys play Destiny?" Nope, I really wasn't a fan, bro. My vices. My vices was coming up. It was on PlayStation. In the beginning, it was just always Street Fighter. I was the opposite because it was Sega versus Nintendo. I was a Nintendo person. It was PlayStation. I was always Street Fighter. Then I had a hate and disdain for Xbox because Street Fighter went to Xbox when the new version came out, and I was like, okay, that's literally how my hate started for Xbox. And ever since then, I just went from there, and then it just Yu-Gi-Oh, then DC Universe, and that's it.
I was an Xbox shithead.
Yeah.
But
I had one Red Ring of Death. I was done. Okay, they Red Ringed me once, and I was like, never again.
Really? I've never met someone who had one. That's crazy.
Kanko, did you see the Online Gamer? You ever seen that on YouTube?
I don't know. Online.
Never seen it online. He was a hardcore Call of Duty Xbox player.
Let's see.
I'm gonna see if I can find it for you. It's called Online Gamer, and all he do, remember all the calls you do from the game, like perks and I forgot how it goes, but all the name callings from the game, he would live his life as if he's a online gamer from Call of Duty.
That's fucking funny.
It was crazy. His homeboy took him to a party. His homeboy took him to a party. So instead of him talk to girls regularly, he would look like the ultimate incel, which nobody named incel.
Violating, bro.
Yeah. he would just hit on the girl yo. He was like, so what's your prestige? What's your perk level? What's your
KD, bitch?
Yeah, that's what it was. What's your KD? And the girl looked like, what?
Oh no,
that's funny. With the Destiny 2 thing though, I tried to get into that, but I couldn't. My sister was a professional at that game. She used to she was in one of the top 10 teams in the world or whatever.
That's crazy.
She used to do these contracts for a Russian website, so she could go on people's accounts and do shit for them because it was so fucking grindy. She'd get $100 a contract or something like that. It's crazy. Dude, so I tried to get in and play with her, but
it's gross. You don't want to play that. Yeah, it's just it's hard. Yeah, it is hard.
She quit. It turned into a microtransaction wasteland. It's disgusting.
That's what every game is. I mean,
yeah. They know how to get them. They know that everybody, people like me are always talking about. You guys got. I started playing on the Atari, right? When ColecoVision first came out. That's how long ago I started playing video games. And it's you played all the way through the Super Nintendo games. Dreamcast was Capcom versus Marvel. And there was no microtransactions, so there was just 70 characters that were blacked out. And it was you go over the dude's house that had them all unlocked, and he just kicked the shit out of you.
Nerd, yeah.
Because he plays the game 24/7. You come over. I don't smoke anymore. I don't smoke. I drink a little bit, but I used to smoke a lot. So we go over there, we get super high, and then dude just beat it out of you. Just over and over again. You just pass the controller to the next person.
Yeah, there's characters I remember being little and playing my brother's Mortal Kombat, and there's still characters that were in that game that I don't remember or have it as because blacked out.
Unlock them.
Yo, but Kanko, this is it right here. Yeah. But if you look, this is season 2. This is when he actually has a online gamer girlfriend, but her priority is a little bit more different. She's like, yo, I can work around getting prestige and doing this stuff Call of Duty, and I can work. Versus him, he lived the life of Call of Duty. So this is season 2. If you actually put up Online Gamer episode 1, it starts off from there.
Yeah. Is it Online Gamer Part 1 Black Ops?
Yeah.
That's what okay.
This is when he's sitting on the couch playing his girlfriend, trying to get him to get out or be sociable. So
this reminds me, have you guys ever watched The Guild?
I used to love that. I used to watch it on my Xbox. It was free on the Xbox.
Dude, that was one of those things that, like I said, I'm old, so I'm I didn't know how to operate YouTube, and I happened on The Guild, and I was like, oh my god, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I still remember before Twitch became.
It's a classic
Twitch
show.
Was Justin TV, and I remember sitting there watching. What was that show where he'd watch the clips?
The
Damn
Soup?
It. No. After him, Dane Cook. No, not Dane Cook. Daniel Tosh.
Oh, the Go
Tosh
2.0.
Yeah.
Dude, and I remember sitting there for like, I shit you not, like I just watched this for a little bit, like 7 hours later, because they just stream it on Justin TV just over and over and over. I mean, I watched football games, like full on football games and stuff on just not. They took so much advantage of like no copyrights. I mean, full movies. I thought all that stuff was fine. It was like this is
Hulu
thing
used to be like that. Hulu used to be like that when Hulu first came out. It literally had like all the Simpsons and South Park, stuff like that for the few. The next thing I was like, oh, we got to pay now. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man. We were living fat and we didn't even know it, dude.
Hulu was free for everything. I used to love it.
I heard Kick gets like that sometimes. A fucking XQC.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I didn't know
it
that.
does.
Oh no, XQC is destroying like content.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like
it's Wild
watching
West.
The Dark Knight.
It's Wild West over there. They're just watching movies and shit. It's crazy.
I stream on Kick.
Oh, do you?
I watch like anime on there sometimes. Love it.
I tried to like make a Kick account and I like couldn't get it to work, and I was like, and it would like freeze up. Like,
I use my
Very good
Google
app.
yeah.
Google
Okay.
Google login. Easy.
Really?
I think the best.
So does it have any
scared
real
to give
restrictions
my
over there? Or no.
information, dude.
Nothing. No, Kick is
Kidding.
Wild West.
They don't enforce it. They don't enforce
Okay.
it. Like they made a policy within the past like whatever couple months that they were like they were gonna start enforcing like sexual content policies, and all they do is they go into your chat and say stop, and then that's it. That's
Stop.
That's so epic.
They're like
Stop.
this type of content is against our terms of service now. We're gonna shadow
Don't
ban
do
you.
this.
Who fucking cares? Shadow ban me,
that's
bitch.
Yeah, I
amazing.
went on for one stream. I saw Zerko was streaming over there, so I went. I clicked, and it was just like hard R's, not
Yeah.
hard R's, but like they don't drop hard R's. They're actually good.
Yeah,
Soft days. But
I did something really stupid, but I did not care. I was like, this is gonna be fun. I went into the pool, bikini, and hot tub category. Was streaming on there. I took my shirt off and I wrapped my bathrobe belt around my nipples. It only covered my nips and tied it in the front to like simulate a bikini. They kicked me out like 5 times and suspended me for 7 hours. I was like, 7 hours? What the fuck? I was like, you can't just let me cover my nipples in here? Come on, dude. Come on, exhibiting. Are you being sexist? It's because I'm a man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, get
That
the
was
lead attorney.
like ridiculous shit I've ever done.
Oh, that's amazing.
I was
I'm
like,
gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to look into Kick.
I had a lot
Yeah,
of people
it's
coming in
that's
just
a free
making fun of
speech
me. I'd
platform
make
right
fun of
now.
them back. It was a lot of fun.
I was
Yeah,
thinking about making a topless ginger, just try to get some money or get some.
That's what
views.
Papa Gut. I mean, well, he's not topless. Papa Gut. I follow him, and he streams. I think like 3 platforms. I think,
Mhm.
and his whole niche is like, hey, the overweight, bald beard guy.
Mhm.
Even like when he played World of Warcraft, like his tune looked
No
just
way.
like him. Yeah,
I
just looked
can't
just
watch
like-
people like that. It bothers
Oh,
me.
no.
I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. That's pretty.
Well, it was
funny.
a cool. He looked like that Viking type Irish guy on World of Warcraft, so it looked pretty cool.
Mhm. I'm just thinking maybe like some moose knuckle, like
There you go.
does that work? Do
There
I
you
get
go.
money for that kind of stuff? Do people donate on that kind of thing?
It's
I'm
usually
willing to
only
go
one
there, man.
page on that. It's usually only one page of people on that category.
So not a
So
lot of competition.
you jump in there.
I bet there's
So
no.
You're
Right,
gonna
ginger.
get like
Get
quadruple,
that whole,
however many.
ginger. People love gingers. You'll get
Oh
them.
yeah.
You put
We're like a rare animal, okay?
get like a hat. Get like a hat that looks like boobs with a
some fake
bikini on it.
freckles. Fake
Yeah.
freckles.
good.
Got everything.
Oh man, maybe I do need a character.
I was telling I had a guest over here because she's I don't want to screw her title up. I want to say escort, but it's not that. It's something else that she titles herself. And I was telling us like you should just be like a gamer chick without the skills. Just look hot, be up there, go on them platforms. You get like so much money, so much money.
Nah, bro. Don't encourage people to do that. It's just oversaturating.
I was
Your,
just
I'm encouraging her because that's what she want to do, sir. This is
Oh
what she
my
wants
God.
to do.
yeah, but if you're brainless, don't push her towards this.
She is very smart, educated, sir. You're not
Oh,
gonna do
okay.
that.
Don't
okay.
dumb her
You're
down.
Yeah,
No, I
you're not
thought,
gonna do
yeah,
that.
you made it sound like she was not like
No,
Don't
this
show
is
the dark side.
Yeah.
She can make the being bad at video games like the bit, you know?
Yeah, right.
I'll play. Like, hey, let me go ahead and get the skills, and you just go up there, look on the side, just do your thing. Do your
I
thing.
feel like I
you know?
aged out of watching like the video game streams. I feel
Yeah,
like
I can't do it
I
anymore
did.
either.
I can't either.
Yeah. I got enough time for that kind of stuff. I don't have enough time to play video games myself. I don't have enough time to
That
watch
part.
it.
I had a buddy, Ginger was literally like the whole the Final Fantasy because he's hardcore that. The only reason he tried to promote us over there because we left, which pretty much like slowly like we don't got time to play, so we had our tunes are maxed out, so we'll play just like once a week or something like that. So he left from there and went to Fantasy, and then I guess he figured the same relationship he had with us, he can display that same relationship with the new guys on another gaming side. So he would tell them everything, like he was just open. So one of the chicks there like was like, you kind of sound like a weird over there. So now they threw him on the bus for making jokes. So he got mad. He came back on our side, was like, hey, I'll get, anybody playing Final Fantasy because these guys, man. He said, yeah, I know you. They call me Hatter over there. I was like, yeah, Hatter, I know you. He's like, you could get him, man. You could do all this. Like, bro, why would I want to pay $60 for a game I don't even want to play? It's like, but I'll buy it for you. He's literally going to give us all the Final Fantasy games for free just for us to download it, rank up, go over there, go against those people, PvP them, so he could talk smack.
It wasn't Final Fantasy PvP terrible. Wasn't like
I don't know. I never played it. Some people said it was good. I don't know.
My
I know
wife
Elder Scrolls was good for PvP. Elder
it's a
Scrolls
really
was
like
bad.
social
Online?
game. It's
Mhm.
the online, yeah.
I never
It's a
really liked
super
Elder Scrolls
social game.
Online. Yeah, like for me, like I hate like when Bethesda like stop dropping online shit or like drop good online shit where it has like some stuff for single players because I like playing games alone. Like I don't like playing in a giant group.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
Fallout
you just-
76 when it first came out, and it was fucking terrible. It
I
was
heard
so
it was
bad.
Bro, it's still
I'm just
terrible.
on-
I heard it's
I'm
great
on-
now, but I don't even want to
No,
bother.
it's
like
still
you go
terrible.
in, you go in with nothing, you just get fucking, you get screwed.
All those things. I know
Bro,
the
it's
things you
still
want to say.
terrible. They added like one
Starts with an R.
standing NPC.
Yeah.
They added like one standing NPC. It's like, bro, all right. Like you're insulting me. Like if you think it's improving the game, it's not improving. It's just like
Ugh.
pandering.
Well, how many times did they put out Skyrim?
Fact. Fact.
I saw it well Angela's fucking on her stream on her Twitter when she was going through Twitter is like trending Skyrim. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yo, I had a
I'm dealing with
homeboy.
I buy it when
30th.
it's on sale. If it's on sale,
I had a
I'll get it.
I had a homeboy. He was stuck on Skyrim. He would never leave. Even when Elder Scrolls
game.
Online came out, he's like,
It
no
was a
man, I just
crazy
love
game.
Skyrim. Skyrim was all that. I was okay.
It
It really is.
It
Like,
was a crazy game. I could go back to that game like probably today and find stuff I had never seen before.
bro, every playthrough, it was a new playthrough every time.
Yeah, it's a
Ugh.
crazy game. Yeah.
What do they do? Like every month they put out the next year anniversary edition.
Yeah,
Probably.
exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
like 35 years now.
The 1 month
Ultimate
anniversary.
Extreme Edition.
The 36 year and 1 month edition.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
47-year anniversary edition. It's as old as your father was.
It's only been like 3 years. They're like
Without
47
updating
years.
graphics or anything, just the same
Yeah.
game. Like,
I'll tell you what.
they
the
actually
mod
they
community-
downgrade it.
Dude, the
New
mod
case,
community
new
was
cover.
insane
Sick.
on that game. Like they
Which
made like
community?
whole new games out of the mod community.
Skyrim.
Once
Insane.
again, I didn't know about all this stuff. And this girl that was working at the other store, she's like, "Oh, have you ever seen the mods?" She's like, "There's like naked mods. There's
It's
just like
infinitely playable.
Dude,
It's
next
like-
thing you know, you got like a guy running around with a dong this big, just like flapping in the wind. I'm
Bro,
like,
there's so much, and like there's like actual like I think they added like there's like full scale war mods,
Yeah.
like, all these different things. It's
they
nuts.
somebody else updated the graphics.
Yeah,
Mm.
Like somebody else, I like downloaded the graphics and I was like, oh man,
I think that
Is
was the
it-
big thing. They did that. They dropped.
Is it
so
me
you can
or
place
is it me or do
mods
I
on
think
console.
is
My
it me? Do I think the devs and the game developers like real pervs? Because like on DC Universe, like you'll see guys doing the same thing. You see a female and they have like all the styles now, custom styles, and it literally one look like he's butt naked just sitting on top of the soda bin, and he'll just sit there undulate and
It's
dance.
not them.
no,
It's not.
It's my sad ass generation.
oh yeah, that's what sells, right? It's what
It's
sells.
bro. It's so
Yeah.
sad. Like
Yeah,
oh,
I don't even know
like,
if it's your generation though, but
like these-
it started probably.
I don't
with
know.
mine, too.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even Chun-Li, the development of Chun-Li, like she looked like thick, and I'm like, what's going on? Triple double D's, thick guy.
Bouncing in the after
Jiggle
the fight,
physics.
dude.
Yeah, even when she's in a side pose, like she at the fight, like you see just it. Oh, that's stripper pole dancing.
And then they
right
just
there.
have it give big quads too.
Yeah.
The fact that I say that there's jiggle physics and we all know like exactly what I'm talking about is sad. Like it's actually sad.
It's pretty.
I feel like for fighting games, that's not even for like the horniness. That's just for like the comedy of watching that thing fight.
Yeah.
Moving like that.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, you know, just like
Oh,
all over the
man.
place.
Grindr was a video game. No. Oh, dude. I had this guy working with me. He was another manager, and he came in, and he never was on the internet. He total Luddite. You guys know what Luddite is? It's like they don't want anything to do with technology. They live without technology.
Yeah.
So he's total Luddite, and he'd never seen anything on the internet. And then my boss, the owner of the store I work at, he's a total tech guy. And so he knows all the stuff, like all the old crazy stuff, right? And so he's got him, and he's like, you ever seen this World Star hip hop website? And he's like, no, I don't look at the internet, dude. I'm not into all that stuff. And he's like, oh, just come over here and check out this video. Check out this video. I swear to God, like 2 years later, the dude is just like consuming all the worst content you could. I'd open the door to the office, walk in, and there's one black dude just punching another black dude in the face, just over. And I'm like, dude.
Think about it like this.
Watch this right now. He's like, what?
Crazy.
One time, he's got this video pulled up. I'm sitting in there. It's just me and him. It's on a weekend. We're sitting in the office. He pulls up this video, and it's Daniel Tosh. It's Daniel Tosh in that mankini, right? Like the like pulled up with all up in his ass crack. Sorry. And his wife, dude, comes to see him. Opens the door to the office. Walks inside, and I look back, and I'm like, oh, hi. And she's like, what the hell are you guys doing? And he goes, yeah, dude, what are you looking at?
Legend.
I was like,
bro, Kimbo Slice was that's the excuse. You could watch Kimbo Slice videos anywhere.
Yep, Kimbo Slice. Oh, dude,
Kimbo
he went so far down the rabbit hole. Like, I was like, you just ruined this man's whole life. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Sorry, was the Grindr thing. We convinced him that Grindr was a heterosexual dating site.
Oh no, no! I just had a flashback of that.
Can you go on Grindr and find that?
I feel like everyone has like that meme that they did to their friend. Like, they're like, bro, download this shit, bro.
That gave me a flashback because we had guys do that too, and then that is crazy. Two girls in one cup, like all that weird.
Spin. Yep, meat spin was the worst.
2 kids.
You know how you know.
Me.
Yeah, you know how you know somebody knows is when you play that song and they face lights up, like I know you know.
Yeah. Dude. Was it lemonparty.org? Blue Waffle?
Oh yeah,
Run
Blue
the
Waffle.
Yeah.
It's like the
you ever
worst
run the
thing
gauntlet?
to do to people. What was it?
Run the Gauntlet.
I don't think I saw that one. I'm not
Did
going
all of
there.
them like ping together.
Run the Gauntlet is 20 videos of the most depraved shit on the internet. It's the worst stuff. Yeah, it starts off with like an arm breaking, and then it goes to like death.
Oh,
yeah.
Who remembers what's
when
it called?
We were kids, so we circulate. This is how old I am. We circulate VHS tapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And back then it was called Faces of Death. Faces of Death,
yeah.
dude. And it was like
Part of that.
The like stuff you'd never be able to show on YouTube anymore, right? Like you get you banned like that. Like it was like I remember some of this stuff is like it's in my brain, like never gonna go away. Like the what was it? The Israel, I think it was in Israel. They had dudes that had stolen stuff, and they were wrapping belts around the dude's hands and pulling them, and then sawing their freaking hands off. Like, oh, insanity, dude. Like, and so like I think about like my childhood and that. And I'm like, you guys took it to 2 girls, 1 cup. All right. Like we were bad enough. And then you guys just like filled the internet with Faces of Death.
Yeah.
I remember there was something, it was like Pain Olympics or something like that.
BME Pain Olympics. It's fake, but
God.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Still, well, like, still the
fake.
idea is still like,
yeah.
Like,
so when you guys say it's like your generation, you're like, oh, my generation. No, I'm sorry, guys, but I think it was even earlier than that. I think it was my generation. I'm sorry.
I think it's every generation.
Yeah.
I think it's every generation, always, all the time.
Yeah, every 10 years, some new crazy stuff. Like, it's just wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
In the 1900s, it was just like tens earlier, it was them just doing it.
And like you had that. There was a guy,
in public around the Times Square. Hey, you want to see this? Which? All right, there we go.
Oh,
there we go.
You just had to pay the right person.
You can watch. I'm gonna get into somebody in them in public.
Yeah,
crazy.
Oh, dude, the witch trials, right? Like, I mean, I learned not too long ago that the reason you can't point at people was because they thought that when you pointed at people, we were casting spells on them.
Correct.
It's true.
They still do that.
I didn't know that.
They still do that. Like the elders around my way. The elders like, don't point your finger at me.
Yeah, don't point your finger at me. I'm like, I don't have any magical powers. I'm not David Copperfield.
I still get triggered by that. Somebody point like, yo, don't point at me, man. I'm not. Don't point at me.
My God.
Yeah, don't wag your finger at me. Easy triggered.
We are strange.
It really is.
Man.
I destroy people with that. Like you can tell, when like a person like a point to get someone. Like
it gets them all worked up.
Yeah, it trust me, it got me a few times. Somebody did that. It's like, hey, I'm patient. Like,
you feel the blood.
Don't point at me.
Like,
don't point at me.
That motherfucker pointed at me.
You gotta go.
What does that even mean?
You gotta go.
Did it hurt?
I do shit like that sometimes and then realize like 10 seconds later I was like, oh God, that was so disrespectful. Like I go like this to people sometimes. I don't even realize I'm doing it.
You can't have
I'm just like I'll like be talking doing something. I'll be like I'm like don't even realize I'm doing and then I'm like, oh crap, I'm sorry, I'm an asshole.
Sorry, I'm on the internet like 24/7.
I had one guy. He was I don't know if he still owned a store, but he had a baseball card shop in Jersey, and I couldn't say the word crap. Like he considered that's a curse or a swear word. I say, oh, really? My bad. And he was very adamant about like you can't say that.
I've never had. See, for me, like I played baseball, and like I'm from New York. We curse. Like it's just like like that's why like that's part of Trump's speech. Like it's actually like. I've heard people say things he said, and it's funny. Like I'll laugh at that. So like, even if I wasn't voting for him, he's funny. Like I wouldn't hate the guy. But like, oh my God, like we'd go to like Pennsylvania and like.
Oh my, we got a Wiccan in the chat. Okay, shout out to you. I didn't know we.
Damn.
Okay.
There was some Wiccan as well, my friend.
There were some Bible thumpers, you know, and like I would be like at the plate, and like a strike, they would call like a bad strike, and I'd be like, man, bullshit. Like, and they would be like, hey, boy. Like I would look back and be like, what are you saying? Like it was like so like mind boggling to me. Like
in the South, that's like
me how to speak. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, in the South, that's a whole nother thing right there too. Like that whole boy thing, that's a whole nother thing. Indian mom.
It's a different kind of boy. It's like brother. Brother is different coming from different people. If you're a hippie, it's like, oh, brother. Hey, brother, how are you doing?
Honestly, I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe because I'm getting older, I feel kind of funny when somebody like, hey, brother, you're my brother. Because somebody did that here on the space. I'm like, but you're not showing me that you are my brother. Yeah. Not even that. It's like, they try to like that. And it's like, you're telling me your brother, but without the attributes and the characteristics.
Like you're stupid. Like you're gonna like identify
that part,
with them.
Yeah, that part.
It's pandering. Unless like I was about to say, unless you're a bald dude, there's only one person that can say this way, and it's Hulk Hogan. Okay, it's when they go, brother. You know what I'm saying, brother? Brother, all right, brother. You're like,
that's like that. That's that Hogan / biker mentality. I'm okay with that because I like
Hulk Hogan's okay with that brother, but anybody else says brother like that,
like
you
they'll
get
kill
the hell
you.
out of there.
It's a little different.
That's
true.
I can't.
Like, there's
that.
weight behind that, brother. It's like people are saying it. It's like
that raspy deep like brother. Like no.
Usually say something like it's like almost to the point of racism, and then they look at you and they go, "You know what I'm saying, brother?"
You're like, all right, like this guy.
I don't think I'm supposed to know what you're saying.
I can't agree with anything you said past that point. I have to leave.
Oh my God.
All right, man. Well, I gotta go. I gotta get up and work tomorrow.
No problem.
I appreciate
we'll wrap
the
it up.
Conversation. Love you guys. We're gonna agree on stuff. We're gonna disagree on stuff. I just hope we can keep talking. So I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. I'm down for that.
All right, guys.
Appreciate you, Angry Ginger.
Yeah.
And shout out to the female Wiccan out there. So I hope you're a subscriber and please enchant get more subscribers, more views, and also put hexes on this channel when we get haters over here too. So Matter of fact, go to the second one. Put more hexes on the channel so if they come in here with the yaya, something happened to them and not me. I appreciate
Put
that.
the hexes on those channels.
Protection spells here.
The third, fourth levels protection spells.
Yeah, there you go.
She says, what'd she say? She says, I was taking a SmackDown show in the 20s. I'm at the okay.
Yeah, it's crazy looking back, like how big WWE was back in the day.
I used to want to watch it. I wasn't allowed.
My mom used to say, I don't remember all of them. My mom used to take all of them because they one of the old places around here, they had a wrestling ring, and there's a new one. I can't remember where. I just never went, but they still promote it. But some of the classic wrestlers, what's his name from the Scorpion? I think that's his name was. He had all black, his face painted. He came here a year ago. So
yeah, some of the like old guys still going around.
They still doing their thing.
Like I remember, I'd be like this was like when I was like 16, and like we'd go to like Perkins, and like you'd see like this poster for like the wrestling on like the Perkins window, bro. Like it was like some old dudes. I was like, damn, they're still going. Like they did.
I feel like I still want to at least meet Hulk Hogan before I go. That's one. Before
go to Florida, bro, you could meet him so easily.
Where in Florida?
In I think it's Tampa Bay, bro. He's in Clearwater. I saw him. I was there during COVID, during the pandemic. I took a trip to Florida for a month, and I felt bad when him and his wife got
divorced. Yeah, I felt bad when him and his wife got the divorce. Like,
been through a few.
I was down there in April. I didn't see him anywhere. Too bad.
He has a bar. He's always around. He's like lives around there. I was swimming behind his house. Like they all have like their beaches, but like they're technically public beaches if you just walk down.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah, and they're like multi-million-dollar houses.
I flew down to Tampa for Creator Clash too.
Nice.
And yeah, I was in Tampa Bay and Clearwater. It was really nice, but
it's mad nice. It's a beautiful beach. Yeah.
They had like a sandcastle, like competition or something, like a tent. They had like a car made out of sand. It was sick.
They do cool shit down there all the time.
Yeah.
I saw the SpaceX launch. I went down there for that too. That was cool. Like the first one.
All right. On that note, we're gonna do final thoughts because we don't long stroke over here. So anybody got any final thoughts they want to say? And we'll wrap this bad boy up. Nothing. Life is good. Life sucks.
Yeah.
Make sure you vote for Donald Trump. He's innocent. These indictments are a witch hunt.
No, I won't go that far, sir. I won't go that far.
Smoking civil war, and
there's recordings.
Meaningless. That means nothing. It means nothing, and it's moot. Oh, I guarantee. First off, have you heard of something called Operation Fast and Furious?
The fact your hair like devil horns, I don't think we can trust anything you're saying right now. So.
True. Yo, looking like David Radcliffe too. This is the movie Horns.
Have you ever heard of something called Operation Fast and Furious?
No.
Yeah.
No.
The movie?
No. Operation Fast and do some Google on it. You know, it's Obama administration, Eric Holder, them selling weapons to drug cartels. You know, things like that.
We'll make that another time.
Being indicted, things like that. Yeah. You know, Hillary Clinton getting Americans killed in Benghazi, or her emails and nothing happening. Same exact thing. You know, it's
we'll make that another conversation.
You're right. It's worse.
Tuesday, this is for everybody, viewers and whoever's on the replay. Tuesday, we're gonna have a group conversation. I don't know the title yet. I'm thinking of two because shout out to Speak Easy. He actually had like a debate of the doxing thing. That was like really good conversation. So I might make that just like a holding the conversation, and it was somebody else. I'm not sure. So we'll have a group conversation every Tuesday. Appreciate the new people that came in here. Subscribe, definitely hit the all bell notification because YouTube will just play you and just sweep your feet. So meaning that if you have your favorite subscribers out there, they will unsubscribe you and you won't know. So make sure you hit the all bell notification so you get informed of everything else. Check out my shorts, check out my community tab, check all that good stuff. Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, we have group discussions. Anything else is random, me just doing reaction to stuff. This is just pretty much a prompt two from Angela because the conversation is good. So why not have the gang over here and just have the conversation? I'm trying to remember Wednesday. I have a conversation with me and Ashley XOXO. We came up with a topic pretty much we're going to be simulcast streaming, which I'm not. She's cool people, so I'm giving her that pass because I don't like to do that. But we're going to be simulcasting a conversation that we're going to be co-hosting together. What makes a man or a woman a woman? So that's pretty much going to be the topic for that. We have like a few people come on today. Thursday, think we're having a group discussion pretty much rallying together for Thursday. So it's going to be 2 topics. So Thursday, I think the topic is going to be something about mental health, development. Jesus, it's 3. I can't remember, but it's going to be. So I'll make sure everybody be there for that one. So Tuesday, every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Wednesday, me and Ashley. So I'll still be here. So I don't know how we're going to work that out because I still want to play my intro. I don't know how that can work out. She streams from her phone, so we got to have a conversation. It might be better for her just come here and I'll play her intro to support hers and I'll play mine. I don't know, but we'll figure that bad boy out. So I'll catch our guys out later. Let me get the intro. So thank you, Indian Mom. Thank you, Big D. Thank you. My bad. CankleMore, Jack. I'm just calling Baby Jack or Jack for short because he reminds me so much of Jack. Brother Jumby, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for coming on through. Big D, Uncle Fatty. Who else is here? That's Jack again. Apex, Run 5150. Just Jay, Canadian, and all you guys. So I appreciate everybody for coming on through. So we'll catch our guys. Miana, again, you'll catch Cackling over there, Angela. So you're more than welcome to go over there for that conversation. All right. So I will see our guys tomorrow morning or Tuesday. Peace.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.